Payday loans. Tallulah Louisiana. Guidelines you need to know just before a payday loan. Go to distinct banks, and you may acquire very many scenarios as a client. Banking institutions cost numerous charges of great interest, supply distinct stipulations, and also the very same applies for online payday loans. These report will shed some light about the subject if you are searching for being familiar with the possibilities of online payday loans. Believe cautiously about how much money you need. The better cash you may ask for, the larger the interest rates will likely be, though it may be luring to obtain a loan for a lot more than you require. Not merely that, but some businesses may possibly very clear you to get a specific amount. Use the most affordable sum you want. Keep an eye out for crooks while searching for a cash advance. If they are a payday loan organization, nonetheless they simply want to get your cash and work, many people may possibly imagine to get as. In case the Greater Organization Bureau has any related information and facts when investigating a specific loan provider, see. If you think you might have been considered benefited from a payday loan organization, document it instantly in your state government. If you wait, you can be negatively affecting your chances for any type of recompense. As well, there are lots of people out there just like you that need genuine aid. Your revealing of those very poor businesses are able to keep other folks from possessing very similar situations. As opposed to walking in a retailer top payday advance center, look online. When you get into that loan retailer, you might have not one other charges to compare and contrast in opposition to, and also the folks there will do anything whatsoever they can not to let you leave till they signal you up for a loan. Log on to the World Wide Web and perform necessary analysis to obtain the cheapest monthly interest personal loans prior to move-in. There are also online providers that will match you with paycheck loan companies in your neighborhood. Prior to going looking for a payday loan, cultivate a good nose area for swindle artists. There are some who simply imagine to provide payday loans if they are in fact hoping to get your own personal details in order, that they have access to your account and consider your money. Should they have efficiently employed their solutions, analysis firm's background at the much better company bureau and request your buddies. You must prevent any cash advance institutions that are not obvious concerning their interest rates and also the regards to the loan. If a company selects not to reveal all their information within a respectable way, they are probably working great charges not known on the end user. You have some additional protections not accessible to normal borrowers when you are within the military. Government rules mandates that the rate of interest for payday loans cannot surpass 36% each year. It does cap the charges, even though this is still fairly large. You can even examine for other support very first, even though, in case you are inside the army. There are numerous of armed forces help communities willing to offer you assistance to military services employees. The word of the majority of payday's financial loans is about 2 weeks, so ensure that you can perfectly repay the financing in that length of time. Failing to pay back the financing may lead to pricey fees and penalty charges. It really is greatest not to get the payday loan if you think that you will discover a likelihood that you won't have the capacity to spend it back again. An outstanding approach to decreasing your expenditures is buying anything you can applied. This will not just affect autos. This too means furniture, electronic products and clothes and a lot more. Should you be not familiar with Craigslist, then use it. It's a great location for receiving outstanding bargains. In the event you may need a brand new laptop or computer, look up Yahoo for refurbished computers. Why many personal computers can be bought for affordable at a great quality. You'd be amazed at how much money you may preserve, which will help you spend off of those online payday loans. Usually do not use the services of a payday advance organization if you do not have exhausted your other available choices. When you do obtain the money, be sure you can have funds accessible to repay the financing after it is due, or you may end up spending very high fees and curiosity. Restriction your payday loan credit to 15.5% of the total income. Many individuals get personal loans for more dollars compared to what they could actually dream of paying back in this particular short phrase style. You are more inclined to have enough resources to get rid of this financial loan whenever your paycheck eventually will come by obtaining simply a quarter of your salary in personal loan. Go on a payday advance only if you want to cover specific expenses immediately. This ought to generally include monthly bills or medical costs. Do not go into the habit of smoking of using payday loans. The high rates of interest could truly cripple your funds on the long term, and you have to discover ways to adhere to a spending budget as opposed to credit money. Be sure you know what you're getting yourself into once you get a payday loan. Recognize that the average paycheck loan's APR is between 378 to 780%. That means it may expense an extra $125 to adopt a $500 payday advance out. When you completely do not have additional options, you might need to decide that it is worth the price you can expect to pay. All those hunting to get a cash advance will be a good idea to make use of the aggressive market that is present between lenders. There are plenty of distinct lenders around that most will attempt to provide greater bargains so that you can get more enterprise. Make it a point to look for these delivers out. It is important to be aware of all expenses associated with payday loans. Do not forget that online payday loans constantly fee substantial fees. In the event you can't repay the loan with time, you'll have to pay more. Although the fee for taking out a payday advance will not be affordable, it truly only brings about sizable worry when you may not pay for the bank loan again on time. Despite having atmosphere-high interest rates, standard payday loans are expected in 1 to 2 days. This may not supply lots of time for big amounts of fascination to accrue. If you cannot manage to pay for the personal loan in time, nonetheless, the attention is a large, pricey problem. Before you apply for a payday loan, ensure it is possible to pay it back right after the personal loan expression comes to an end. Normally, the loan term can finish right after only about 14 days. Payday loans are only for many who will pay them again rapidly. Ensure you will likely be receiving compensated a while soon before you apply. It's very stress-filled once you can't spend the money for expenses. The recommendations you've acquired on this page ought to enable you to shell out these expenses and have again on the feet. Payday loans Tallulah, Louisiana. Payday loans Indian Creek.